Dear students, in this lecture we will discuss about the directional relay. So as we know that the induction relays are classified in two types, that is the non-directional relay and second one is called the directional relays. What is the difference between both? Why we call the directional and why we call the non-directional relay? So non-directional relays are activated by only current flowing in the circuit to be protected. What it means that in a power system network, if you want to protect a circuit, then if current is flowing and that circuit is being protected, so in that situation we call it non-directional relay, because the relay which will be placed there, they will act as a non-directional relays. And second way, directional relays are activated by power flowing in the specific direction. Hence, it requires both current and voltage of the circuit to be protected. So what does it mean? That if there is a reverse power flow, then that there will be some specific protective device that should be operated. So for this reason only we have provided directional relays in the power system network. So how the directional relays are operate? How the directional relays are operating? These relays requires both voltage and current flowing in a specific direction. And what will be the specific direction? The direction will be reverse of that which was flowing in normal direction. So it means directional relays will operate always once there is a voltage and current is applied across the relay. However, non-directional relays will be activated if there is a only current flowing in the circuit to be protected. So directional relay requires a specific direction of current flow. That is the difference between the directional and non-directional relays. So this is the circuit diagram of the directional power relay. What is here? That we have two electromagnets, that is one is on the top E-shaped and another is at the bottom, that is U-shaped. Now in upper electromagnet we have provided a potential transformer winding. This is coming from the potential transformer winding, and this winding is acting as a voltage coil or potential coil, which is producing a flux phi1 flowing across this aluminum disc. Now what about the lower magnet? Lower magnet is consists of U-shaped and which is a current coil, and this current is supplied to a lower magnet from the current transformer, that is series. So this current provides a flux phi2 in the lower magnet. This is a aluminum disc pivoted between the two U-shaped electromagnets, and from this aluminum disc there is a link of this contacts. So once this disc rotates, this contact will also rotate along with disc, and these two contacts are the fixed contacts. which are going towards the trip circuit. It means the circuit which is to be protected from these contacts, supply will be extended to that part of the circuit. So this is the overall construction of this directional power relay, that we have the two winding. One winding is supplied from the potential transformer and another winding is supplied from the current transformer, and this is the principal fundamental operation of the directional power relay, that we must have a voltage and current both flowing across the circuit. Then only the directional power relay will operate. This is the vector diagram of this circuit, that we have applied a voltage V and this is a current I which is flowing in both coils. Now this phi 1, what is phi 1? Phi 1 is produced from the upper potential coil which is coming from the potential transformer. So this phi 1 is 90-degree lagging behind the applied voltage. And what about the phi 2? The phi 2 flux is produced from the current flowing through the current coil, and this current coil is connected across the CT, that is the current transformer. So this phi 2 flux is in phase with the current I, and the phase difference between the two fluxes, that is phi 1 and phi 2, is denoted by alpha angle, and a phase difference between the voltage and current is given by angle theta. So this is the vector diagram of this directional power relay, and this is the overall construction of the directional power relay. So how does it operate? Already I have told the constructional details of the directional power relay, that it consists of two electromagnets. First one is the upper magnet which is E-shaped, and second is the lower magnet which is U-shaped. This is the upper magnet and this is the lower magnet. The upper magnet consists of primary winding on the central limb, which is energized by voltage from the secondary of PT. Already we have discussed this one. Lower magnet houses secondary winding, which is energized by a current of the circuit from secondary of CT. That also we have discussed. Further, lower magnet is connected to PSM, flux setting multiplier. This lower magnet is connected with flux setting multiplier. The purpose of flux setting multiplier is to set the different ranges of the current required to be flow in this current coil, and based on that the current setting is provided. So this is the overall construction and operation of this directional power relay. Now what happens if you provide a voltage and current to direction power relay? That is, in between these two electromagnets we have aluminum disc pivoted as shown. Already I have discussed. This aluminum disc carries a moving contact which can bridge the fixed contact by rotating through a preset angle. The time of operation depends upon the preset angle. A restraining torque is provided by a spring which twists in reverse direction. So restraining torque is provided in opposite direction, reverse direction, to twist, making the opposing the torque applied in the forward direction. So what will happen in this case operation, that from the diagram, this is the diagram already we have shown in the previous slide also. From this diagram we can conclude that we have a two fluxes. What are two fluxes? Phi1 and Phi2. So always Phi1 lags V by 90 degree. Already I have told you this Phi1 is at 90 degree from V, and Phi2 is in phase with current I. Phi2 is in phase with current I. Now, due to phase difference between two fluxes, that is alpha is 90 minus theta. So what is alpha? Alpha is this one. So how much alpha? Alpha equals to total 90 minus theta. This will become alpha angle. So we know that the potential transformer is supplying a voltage to potential coil and which produces a flux Phi1. So Phi1 will be proportional to applied voltage V, and a current transformer is supplying a current to lower magnet coil which is producing a flux Phi2, and Phi2 is in phase with current I. So flux Phi2 will be proportional to alpha I. It means the interaction of both fluxes will produce a torque, and already we have discussed in previous lectures that this torque will be equals to Phi1 Phi2 sine alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is equals to 90 minus theta. It means we can write this expression as a Phi1 Phi2 sine 90 minus theta, or we can write torque T equals to Vi cos theta. Sin 90 minus theta is cos theta, and Phi1 is proportional to V, Phi2 is proportional to I. So we can write here Vi cos theta. This Vi cos theta is nothing but it is a power. That's why the directional power relay name is given, that it measures the power and trip the production circuit whenever power direction changes as per the set limit. So hence the relay activated only when there is a specific direction of power flow. When power flows in normal direction, then both driving torque and restraining torque twist in same direction and the relay does not operate. So in normal condition, the relay will not operate if there is a flow of power in normal direction. However, when the power is reversed, that is power is flowing in reverse direction, the driving torque and restraining torque acts in opposite direction and relay operates. Therefore, circuit breaker operates and disconnects the faulty section. So if there is a reverse powers, one example I want to give you, that if you have a 4 DG sets running and supplying a load to a bus bar, and all the 4 DG sets are running in parallel, and if by any means one DG set fails to operate due to some fault, so that DG set will remain connected to the bus bar. So there will be a reverse power flow from the bus bar towards the DG set sides, and if it happens, then DG set may be burnt off or winding may be burnt off. To avoid this, the reverse power relay or the directional power relay will operate as soon as there is a reverse power flow from the bus bar towards the DG set, so that further damage to the DG set could be avoided. That is what the application of the directional power relay. So this is the end of this lecture, and today we have discussed the construction, principle and operation of the directional power relay.